Welcome to Progressive Retail. I'm your host, Cory Mosley. Today we have another great show planned for you, including the introduction of a new segment entitled, Help Me Understand. Let's get started. The mission of the show is to deliver informative, insightful, and actionable content to help you become more progressive and profitable in the marketplace. I've maintained for years that those who hate change will hate irrelevance a lot more. So I simply ask you to keep that fresh in your mind as we continue to tackle new technologies and sales strategies, and as they say in Star Trek, boldly go where no man has gone before. On today's show, I can't help but discuss, as my grandmother would say, an oldie but goodie, and that's follow-up. I have found over the years working with salespeople across the country that most of the time we fail at follow-up because we run out of things to say. Listening to probably thousands of phone calls many times, I hear conversations that remind me of the stages of a breakup. You know, desperation, denial, bargaining, anger, acceptance. You guys know what I'm talking about. See, your follow-up a lot of times starts out like this. Excitement. Hey, it's Cory calling from CBT Motors. I'm just following up on your visit to the store or following up on your internet inquiry, and I want to thank you for coming in and love to see how I can help you. And then we get through some more calls. And it's, hey, Cory again over at CBT Motors, just looking to see what we can do to, put a deal together. Or, it becomes more desperate, into the month's coming. Hey, Cory over at CBT Motors, know you were in a few weeks ago. Just, love to see what we can do here. We got some great specials going on and just want to see what I can do. Then that next call is, hey, it's Cory. I don't want to be a pest. So maybe give me a call back so I can, take you out of our system. And then we're frustrated, right? We go through these different processes. And then, that final call. Hey, it's Cory again. I just, certainly want to see if there's anything that we can do to put you in the vehicle today. It's those feelings. It's those emotional feelings like a breakup. If you've ever been through a breakup, you probably know what I'm talking about. Finally, you then have to resort to things like blocking your number or getting super stealthy and calling from your cell phone, hoping that the customer won't answer even though they don't recognize the number. So you can have your very own gotcha moment with the customer. Now, I share with you that ultimately, not only does that typically happen from a dealership scenario, but it creates significant challenges with follow-up by way of process in your CRM system. See, the fact also is that most follow-up carries no relevancy. See, relevancy is the key ingredient that gets your calls answered and your emails returned. On previous shows, I have challenged you to ask yourself if your processes are dealer-centric or customer-centric, meaning do they simply make your life easier or your customers? Now, I understand in busy dealerships that those work plans and those tasks can stack up pretty quickly. I look at some work plans and they're so red, it looks like a hemophiliac bled all over them. But I tell you this, there is hope. I believe when you change to a relevancy strategy, you will become more confident, organized, and excited about your follow-up. See, the magic you should be asking, the magic question is, before you dial the phone, what can you do to make this a relevant call? Let's look at some examples. Number one, did you fully review any and all previous notes to determine if you can provide an update to the customer? Has anything happened since your previous interaction? Like trade values been affected? Is there dealer cash? Are there other incentives, enhancements, conquest monies, pull-ahead opportunities? Also, number two, has the vehicle of interest received any new accolades or positive press coverage? See, people buy confidence. They want to have confidence in the vehicle that they are selecting. So certainly any third-party credibility sources you can introduce will only strengthen the don't take my word for it approach, which works especially well with the dealer distruster buyer personality. Number three, was there potentially any indication that they shopped other vehicles? Because see, this creates an opportunity for you to follow up to make sure that they know all the competitive advantages that your vehicle offers. You can gain a competitive advantage as a sales professional, even selling against a vehicle with identical features, if you simply take the extra time to mention them. Because despite many manufacturers' continued efforts to do walk-around competitions and similar contests, there's an alarming rate and an alarming number of sales professionals that are just not great at delivering benefits and features presentations. Here's the bottom line. What information and engagement experience can you share that doesn't revolve around, have you made any decisions yet? Or what's it gonna take to do a deal today? Now, in an effort to keep things fresh on our show, we'll be rotating in new segments from time to time. And on today's show, I'm introducing a new segment entitled, Help Me Understand. So, if I wanted to eliminate the theory that follow-up is lacking because we don't have an organized and relevant contact strategy, then that would leave another theory, laziness. So, help me understand how if you have a CRM to use, some are better than others, but they all give you the ability to follow up with the customer for an eternity if you want. How does someone make 1 or 2 follow-up calls and then simply banish the customer to the monthly email blast category? Or scramble to make a flurry of random calls that you've queried after leaving the long-feared come to Jesus meeting at the dealership? Help me understand how I have yet to meet a salesperson that said to me, yeah, Cory, I'm making so much money, I just can't stand it. I'm thinking about asking the dealership to pay me less. Yet, we are notorious in our industry for downtime, coffee gossip sessions, and Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks runs all throughout the day. Help me understand why everyone wants to earn more, but so many aren't willing to do more. That's our show for today. I want to thank you for watching, and I ask that you share this show with any colleague that could benefit from this information. Visit us online at mosleyautomotive.com to learn more about how we are helping dealers become more progressive and profitable. I'm Cory Mosley, and this has been another episode of Progressive Retail, exclusively on the CBT Automotive Network. I will see you next week.